Hello. Wetting my whistle? I was going to start with something lighter. I told myself that I would. For the longest time, I haven't been in the headspace to play something where I would have to talk about something. And there were games coming up on my list that I was worried I might have to think for them. So I was waiting for a day that I could think. And I was like, well, since it's been so long, again, why don't I play a lighter game to warm up? But this time, I think I'm just going to jump into it. And if I need to talk about something, sorry, I was moving my contact. Please don't notice that I was touching my eye with my bare hand. I do that all the time. I'm sorry if you hate it. Let's just jump right in the deep end. Maybe I won't have to have any salient points about these games at all. We'll see. Well, one of them, I'll even see if I get to it tonight. Oh, yeah, this is Social Justice Warriors. This was in the bundle. Sorry, let me turn this down. You'd think that I would figure this out before I start recording, but I don't. Yes, this was in Itch.io's bundle for racial justice and equality that they released in June of this year, 2020. Social Justice Warriors as a video game has been out since 2014, though. I heard about it back when Gamergate was a thing. That's right! I said it. Hopefully you don't even know what that is. You should be so lucky. Options. Let's go there. It's the first thing you should do in every game that you start. Controls. There's controller options. And again, I have an Xbox controller. It's in a box. I'm not going to get it. I should have before I even started this, but I'm not going to. Okay. Escape and enter. Arrow. Okay. Okay. Cool. Sure. How to play the game. This is how to play the game. Manage your meters. So I still don't know what the game is, really. If your patience is high, your attacks will hit. If my patience is high, your attacks will hit. If your patience is low, your attacks will miss. If your reputation is high, attacks are stronger. If your reputation is low, attacks are weaker. Interesting use of gameplay, social commentary. I assume that we as social justice warriors, it's referring to us as if your patience is high, your social justice warrioring will hit more effectively. And if your patience is low and you say something perhaps not so eloquently, it doesn't land. Or you say it with a sort of unproductive anger, it doesn't land. Anyway, let's move on. Unlock new powers with improved sanity and reputation. So look at Paladin, Mage, Cleric, Rogue. See, Paladin is sub-mention faint. That's a Twitter thing. I don't really use Twitter. Hashtag coup de grace. Honestly, I don't even know what coup de grace means. Let me look that up because I feel dumb right now. Okay, so a coup de grace is a final blow given to a person or animal to kill them. That's what a coup de grace is. I just Googled that. That was the definition that it gave me. Because I didn't know, and I regularly don't know the meanings of phrases or words, and you know what you do? You just Google it. We have that power. You can just Google it. Okay. Mage. Web of logic. Is this a phrase? In social media circles that I just don't know. Summon activists. Funny, you just summon them. My activist followers. Attack. Cleric, serial downvote. Sub-DD smite. Rogue, scandalous backstab. It's very public backstab. Alternate account, smokescreen. Oh my god. Can you imagine if there are people who... Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I once read a report recently of a... I hope you're filling in the blanks, by the way, of all of my incomplete sentences with what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking faster than I'm speaking, so maybe my sentences aren't being completed. But an alternate account smokescreen, the idea of pulling up an alternate account, does that mean it's just your alternate account and it's still known to be you, or you're pretending to be somebody? Is that a thing that people do? And I know that it is, but is it a thing in social activism? I am one of these naive people, but people are so naive and they just are so willing to trust. I read an article recently about a college professor who had made up a colleague, and she built a following out of this person. She built an activist following about this person that didn't exist, and then she killed them. By saying that they died of COVID. It's a whole thing. You should look this up. The college professor that created a fictional college professor and then killed them off. And created activist groups out of it. It's a wild story, just that people are so willing to trust. We have forgotten the cardinal rule of old internet that nobody is who they say they are. Or you should assume that nobody is who they say they are until proven otherwise. That's how the internet used to be. Do you remember that? I'm sorry, I'm hitting my mic. Do you remember when it used to be like scary? There's a little bit an element of danger to speaking to anyone on the internet. And that's not just something that your parents told you, it's a legitimate thing that you should be fearful of. This is an element of anonymity, fearful anonymity that 4chan still is. Anyway, each class has 4 standard attacks. A logical attack that affects patience with low accuracy. Okay, this is getting in the weeds for me now. A mixed attack that affects both with medium accuracy. A personal attack that affects reputation with high accuracy, but it damages your own reputation. Special attack that negates damage or causes lots. Tip: you regain patience and reputation between rounds, but if you used any personal attacks, don't expect your reputation to improve. Interesting. These are good tips just for like holding arguments in general. I'm thinking about it. From the shadows, the rogue fights fire with fire. All its attacks will incur a reputation cost. The more you know. At 95% reputation or patience, you transform into a social justice champion who seeks a different outcome. Interesting. I keep saying that, interesting, because it is interesting to me. Know your trolls. Different tactics from different trolls. A rabid troll may not look like a threat, but it unleashes the most caustic, damaging attacks of all. Dispatch quickly. Popular troll. High reputation means high damage, more likely to ruin your reputation with defamation. This is true. I've seen this play out. When somebody with a large following goes after somebody with a much smaller following, it's bad territory there. No matter how wrong the popular person is and how right the unpopular person is, you get enough people on your side, it doesn't matter. That number of followers, if that's high enough, it doesn't matter. Anyway, intellectual troll. High patience means high accuracy, more likely to attack your patience with fallacious logic. Monstrous troll. A more dedicated evolution of the rabid troll, this one strikes knowingly and purposefully. Just the people who are outright hateful, and they know it, and they're proud of it. Monstrous troll. Troll warlord uses its cleverness and social standing to organize the hordes into a weapon it can wield. Understand your trolls, learn from patterns, plan ahead. Much like the warrior, trolls receive bonuses, penalties to accuracy and damage from their patience and reputation meters. A pecking order. The more the troll outranks you, the harder it will hit. Expect more dangerous trolls at higher levels. Caution. As your meters rise, the troll's tactics will become less predictable. As your meters rise, the troll's tactics will become less predictable. Okay. Danger from the depths. If your meters get too high, trolls will summon dark forces from the depths of the web. Defeat the troll before the ritual completes or risk losing it all. What does that mean? Dark forces. What is that indicative of? Level up. As you progress, be prepared for regular boss fights that attract the attention of more powerful trolls. Okay. Gain favor with allies who support your cause. Social justice rangers strike from afar when trolls are most vulnerable. They fight alongside those they consider equally untouchable. The social justice druid poses riddles about society and conflict. Is there a right or wrong answer? Choose carefully because the druid's mystical powers can alter reality for better or worse. Do I fall into this category where I pose questions? When somebody says something that I believe to be wrong or hateful or just downright discriminatory or ignorant, discriminatory from a place of ignorance, I do tend to pose questions to make them think a little bit harder about what they're saying. The social justice sorcerer bestows favors of reputation and magical artifacts. Its rewards are earned through prowess in combat. The social justice necromancer resurrects warriors who fall into obscurity. It favors those who escalate the conflict, also skeleton armies. Social justice bards restore patience with reassuring tales of heroes past. They serenade those they consider to be beyond reproach. I'm definitely not that. I think if I had to pick a class, just based off of these descriptions right here and from what's on the page, I'm a social justice druid for sure. Except I always want to be sure to use my mystical powers to alter reality for the better and to never suggest the question in a way that makes things worse. I'm there to make a point. Oh, over here it says, gain favor with allies who support your cause, or do they only support their own? All right. Social justice conversations are not they should be, but they're not a team sport. Everybody has slightly different ideas on certain subjects sometimes. Have you heard of rally people like that? Ooh, okay. Duels using 140 characters less, or social justice paladin, cleric channels the power of the online community they serve. Your patron deity is Reddit thread. I assume this is Reddit thread. I don't use Reddit, but I think it's r/ and then Reddit thread. Conjures powerful constructs of fact and opinion to alter minds and reality. This is usually me. I love fact and opinion. I love a strong combination of fact mixed with an analysis of that fact, which would be the opinion analysis. Strikes from the shadows of the internet. I do not have enough patience, time, or strategy to be this, although I so respect people who are this way. Should I play the one that I am most like, or should I just... Oh my god, I didn't even notice that they have a little Twitter bird on their shield. I think I'll go with the one that I am most like, even though I do look at this rogue and I'm like, what did they say about the rogue in the instructions? The rogue fights fire with fire. All its attacks will incur a reputation cost. I guess that is true if you think about how that would play out in real life. Let's just start the game. Let's just start with, oh god, what do I do? I think I might go, even though I am much more a social justice mage, I think I'll go with a social justice rogue because I want to honor the people who are this way. I find it so admirable that they're taking a penalty to their own reputation as a cost, but they're still making effective hits. I think that's noble. It's noble. Oh, here we are. Oh god, what am I looking at? Okay, are we battling? Oh, this is what they said. Okay. The ignorant troll. Glad I grew up when people didn't feel like we were entitled to anything free. Remember when people wanted free things like safety and clean water? You gotta work for it. You gotta work for clean water. You gotta work for the opportunity to live in a safe neighborhood and have clean air. Fuck you! How dare you want that as a given? Anyway, see? It's already started. It's already started. I love how hard this piano is going. Do you hear that? Alright, let's just play it. Strike a nerve with carefully aimed vitriolic barbs, highly likely to affect their patience, but costs some of your patience and reputation. Launch a flurry of character attacks, likely to affect reputation and patience, but cost some rep. I'm gonna start seeing rep instead, not reputation. Poison people's minds against the troll, likely to hit their rep, but costs a little more of your own. Retreat into the shadows of the internet, an opportunity to regain your strength. I think this is usually what I take now, just because I'm at a point in my life where somebody says something like, glad I grew up when people didn't feel like we were entitled to anything free. I'm just so tired, and I just I need to recoup and then come back at them later. This is usually like a family member. You come back at them in real life, and then they get real uncomfortable. They don't know what to say. Or you find out just how scum they are. It'll be as if you never existed in the first place. Infamy turns to legend. Legend turns to myth. Soon, that too will be forgotten. Yes, usually their ignorant statement is put in their own little bubble where hopefully nobody who is affected will need to read that shit. Ignorant troll uses grammar Nazi. By the way, it's actually spelled censor. Nope, I still mean censure. Let's see what else is different here. Backstab with dark secrets from the troll's past, once hidden in shadows, can strike reputation and patience at a small cost to your rep. Ignorant troll uses grammar Nazi. By the way, it's actually spelled censor, so that's how they're trying to deflect from the argument that I'm saying. So I'm gonna say, I want to affect their patience. Yeah, I'll strike a nerve with carefully aimed vitriolic barbs. You gather some particularly potent ammunition custom designed for your target. Your sniping aggravates the troll into showing its true colors. Ignorant troll uses fallacy of relative privation. It infuriates me to hear feminists make end violence against women campaigns while ignoring the fact that most victims of crime are men. It's not about which crimes are more important. All victims deserve support. Yes. So what do I say to that? This is one that I can't retreat into the shadows for. This is one that I have to... I'm gonna poison their mind. Poison people's minds against the troll. The sycophants quickly withdraw as a foul stench takes hold. The best way to undermine the target is to mix in a dose of truth. Oh, so this little arrow indicates which one is first, and then which one I read second. Okay. Ignorant troll uses denial. I'm not a misogynist. I'm an anti-misogynist. I just want people to stop telling people they're misogynistic. I'm an anti-misogynist, so I'm against people who don't like misogynists. The fuck? It would take a whole lot less words to just stop being misogynistic. Yes, it might save yourself a lot of time. I'm gonna retreat and gather some strength here. Infantry and legend. Cool. Ignorant troll uses victim blaming, clearly staged to gain sympathy. Is it even worth arguing to convince them? I'm gonna, do I launch a flurry of character? I'm going to launch a flurry of character attacks because they deserve it for victim blaming. Wow, who am I? Quality isn't a factor so much as quantity. The barrage cuts through the troll's defenses. Oh, it's moving. Oh. You don't hear me complaining. That's because I have a spine. This is a stubborn troll. I'm gonna regain my strength. Stubborn troll uses vague threats. You're all puppets of tyranny, and it's about time someone cut the strings. What does that mean? Is that a threat or what? I wish I could go back further into the shadows because I don't even have anything to say to this. I'm gonna poison people's minds against him because this sounds like a conspiracy theory. I hate a conspiracy theorist. You guys are fucking scary. You're insane. You scare the shit out of me. You are dangerous. You add a few drops of potent doubt to the discourse. The troll's supporters begin to withdraw en masse. Good. You don't deserve to have a platform if you're a conspiracy theorist like that. Stubborn troll uses denial. I'm not sexist, but then why do you have to keep telling people you aren't? A social justice druid appears out of nowhere with a perplexing riddle. Oh, I can't wait. What do you want others to give you? Gifts, no. Praise, it's nice, but no. Influence, I don't know. These are close seconds, but respect first and foremost. The social justice druid said respect is earned at a great cost. Patience. Struck my patience down. Earned at a great cost. I'm gonna retreat into the shadows. I need to regain some of my patience. Stubborn troll uses burden of proof. Name 7 examples. You're gonna need a lot more coffee. I hate when people make me do work. Like, damn, you also have Google. Do it. Don't make me do it. Stop it. That's not a genuine request of me naming 7 examples. You don't actually want me to do it, because if you actually wanted 7 examples, you could find them with the same resources that I have, okay? My patience is already affected, so I'm gonna launch a flurry of character attacks because you harry the troll with a barrage of past mistakes and self-doubts. The troll's not sure what to believe anymore. A social justice sorcerer admires your wit and charges you with power, expanding your range. Stubborn troll uses victim blaming. Complaining about abuse is just going to get you more abuse. Don't you understand? Have you no empathy? It's just going to get you more abuse. Do I even need to, like, dignify this with a response? No, I don't. A social justice ranger rushes to your aid. Stubborn troll uses argument of conversion. I used to think that when I was your age. Oh my god, this is like, what does age have to do with it? I love when older people will always say this. I don't want to generalize, but hopefully you understand that I don't literally mean all old people or older people than me. But it's a thing that I have heard a number of times from people who are older than me saying shit like, you just get more conservative as you get older. That is bullshit. You are just ignoring all of the leftist older people. They exist, you're just not friends with them. You just don't know them. You've just catered a circle of old conservatives like you. Also, just like being younger doesn't mean that you're further to the left. There are so many far-right young people, okay? It has nothing to do with it. It really doesn't. So what do we say to this? I used to think that when I was your age, I'm going to strike a nerve with carefully aimed vitriolic barbs. After some consideration, you know exactly how to undermine this argument. It's a direct hit. The troll's logic unravels. Stubborn troll uses dismissal. Just some narcissistic egomaniacs looking for attention. There's just too much hate online. I'm gonna retreat into the shadows. I don't need to say anything to that. Social Justice Ranger has your back. Sick. Stubborn troll uses straw man argument. Everybody agrees murder is wrong, but who actually thinks you can educate people to stop murdering? You're not going to educate racism away either. What the fuck? You absolutely can educate racism away. Oh my god, I wonder if this is pulled from like actual things that people have said, because wow, where do we even begin with that one? Education, understanding, and empathy can solve more than you think. You're not going to educate racism away either. I'm going to strike a nerve again with some vitriolic barbs. I do. After some consideration, I know exactly how to undermine that. My god. The troll loses its composure as you vanish back into the crowd. Uses victim blaming. If you didn't want to be a target, you shouldn't have spoken out against me. What gives you the right? Oh my god. Poison people's minds. Yes, I've got enough reputation to do this. I just noticed something. That no matter our character classes, the social justice rogue and up here the stubborn troll, we still look the same, you know? We still look like we have poor posture. We're hunched over our computers, our beige, sepia-toned computers. It's making me conscious of my own posture. I have to lean down a little bit to get talking to the mic because I don't want it covering my face. I want you to have a close personal connection with me. You add a few drops of potent doubt to the discourse. The troll is no stranger to chemical warfare. Stubborn troll uses fallacy of relative privation. Why don't you care this much about homelessness? You can care about two things at once, period. I care about the plight of all marginalized people. Strike a nerve with carefully vitriolic, yeah. You know this type. You've walked among them for years. You'll complete the job. It's a direct hit. The troll's logic unravels. What is so useful, by the way, in social justice conversations with people, especially in real life, is, and I say that, I really wish I had more of an opportunity to say this, especially to white people. It could be about a number of subjects, but let's just say we're talking about race here. You need to acknowledge your racism in the past. You need to acknowledge your flawed ways of thinking of racism in the past, even if nobody was there to see it. Even if you didn't hurt anybody with it, you need to fess up to how you used to think. You need to acknowledge what it is like to grow up white in this country and the ideas, the racist ideas that you held for so long and you didn't bat an eye. You just had them. You need to acknowledge it, because what that does, it lets people who are currently thinking those things know that it isn't a character disorder. Well, in a way it is. It's a thing that is correctable. And that there is another way. You need to let them know that you were there too. And if you grew up white in this country, you were. Don't tell me that you weren't. I was. In high school, I had it was pretty subtle shit. There's nothing like hard. Like there was no like hard, ugly racism. It was like subtle things that I wasn't even really thinking about. You need to admit that you had it so that you can be like, I was there too once. But you don't need to stay there. You can move forward with a better understanding. I'm telling you, I was there, and it's a place of ignorance. That's all you need to convey. Anyway, let's move on. I'm really getting in it. Let's play the goddamn game. A social justice ranger assists from afar. Really knocking out their reputation. They have no reason to be online anymore without a reputation. We're leveling up, I didn't even notice. Popular troll. Equality. Women get into everything for free, especially on weekends. What place do women get into free on weekends? I've never heard of that. Is that a thing? Surely it's not. And we have to pay you if we have kids and get a divorce. You're still their parent. Yes, you have to pay. Are you kidding? Also, what do you think marriage is? What do you think a marriage license is? Baby, that's a contract. You signed it. You broke it. You both agreed to break it. If you're a parent, yes, you have to pay for the kids. I'm gonna launch a flurry of character attacks. I have got the reputation to spare. I don't care. What have you done to improve anyone's quality of life? No amount of denial can last forever. Popular troll uses moral self-superiority. I'm trying to uncover the truth that they want to bury. I'm trying to uncover the truth that they want to bury. Oh, they know the real truth. The real truth. I hear they're having a sale on tinfoil. It's a fucking conspiracy theorist. Isn't it weird how conspiracy theorists also have just like a shit ton of other dumb fucking opinions about everything else? About like race, gender, and all this other, and sexuality and all this shit? Conspiracy theorists are always like that. There's no like conspiracy theorist social justice warrior. They're always like discriminatory in some way to someone, or they're getting wrapped up into something that they don't realize what it is implying. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize the concept of an Illuminati, it just reeks of anti-Semitism, and you need to know that. You really need to know it, and you need to Google yourself why first, because I'm not going to do the work for you. And you need to reconcile with that. You need to stop looking for the most complicated fucking answer. Like Occam's razor. Which is more likely? You know? Anyway. Oh, we have a new attack option. Disorient with a deceptive cloud of alternate accounts? No, I don't need that. It doesn't deserve character attacks. But it does deserve carefully aimed vitriolic barbs. I need to be careful because my patience is running thin. After some... You scramble to find a new vantage point. Uses victim blaming. Your skin must be so thin, people can tell you what you had for lunch. Grow a thicker skin. If yours is so thick, why are my words so upsetting you? I have to retreat in the shadows for this one. It's also just like not for my meters, and because it's not worth responding to. It's stupid. Popular troll uses... Oh god. Did I just lose? Oh no! Overcame 2 knaves in the domain of the dark souls. Ended by the futility of fighting oppression. It does feel futile sometimes, doesn't it? Your name. I didn't fill in a name. Oh, fuck. Let's do this again. Let's do this as a mage, and I'm going to put in Felix Vance. I'm going to use my up keyboard and not my down one, because it's dark. Conjures powerful constructs of fact and opinion to alter minds and reality. Why are people pretending women are disadvantaged when they are better off than anyone else? Oh my god. I feel like I've had this conversation in the last month 3 separate times. I really should just like copy and paste some of these things that I have to tell people because I'm tired of repeating myself. This is where here we go. Yeah. I'm going to write an insightful point-by-point rebuttal. Highly effective against patients. Cool. Medium chance of success. Do I have the reputation for this? Your deliberation seeds crystals of doubt. The opposition grows more frigid. His patience has gone up. Ignorant troll uses denial. I'm not transphobic. I'm anti-transphobic. I want people to stop telling people that they're transphobic. Okay. I like that this is just a copy-paste of the misogyny one. Because it really is, it's all this sort of ignorance, it all comes from the same place. A lot of transphobia and a lot of homophobia comes from misogyny. So much of it, if not directly rooted in it. I'm going to... Let's see, we can write an insightful point-by-point rebuttal, medium chance of success, highly effective against patients, blog about the perils of this social injustice, likely chance of success, affects patients and rep, immolate the opposition with a direct confrontation, highly likely to ruin their reputation but costs a lot of your own. I'm going to publish an article illuminating the path to a brighter humanity. Well, I really want to immolate the opposition with a direct confrontation, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to follow my heart. You incite an intense backlash against the troll. Clearly, you know how to counter their regeneration. Ignorant troll uses paranoia. Maybe your whole identity is just a fabrication to make you look more trustworthy. You're just social justice for clout. Okay. That's a lot of effort to spend for no gain whatsoever. Yeah, it's really not... Like, you don't gain... Like, nobody pays you for being a social... Corporations don't pay you. Our societal economic structure does not reward you for this. The most you'd be rewarded for it is like by setting up your own Patreon. Anyway, I'm gonna publish an article illuminating the path to a brighter humanity. Takes up 2 turns. You begin weaving words into a tapestry of insightful headers and moving metaphors. It will take time to complete the incantation. A social justice ranger lends a hand. Thank you, friends. Strikes twice. Punch that screen, you nerd. Glad I grew up when people didn't feel like they were entitled to anything free. I'm gonna blog about the perils of the social injustice, about what it actually means to have something for free and what should be given for free and what should be earned and whatnot. Your magnetic personality gets things in motion. Alas, your jokes are leaden. Ignorant Troll uses post hoc ergo propter hoc. That never happened until those people showed up, so it must be their fault. Nobody would actually, I doubt that anybody would say something like so blatantly stupid. They would find a different way to say essentially what is this statement. Correlation is not causation. I'm going to write an insightful point-by-point rebuttal. I'm not even looking at how this affects my meters. I'm playing this all wrong. I'm playing this just like how I would respond to these things. You crystallize a flawlessly symmetrical argument. A few moments of contemplation slow the troll. Ignorant Troll uses anecdotal fallacy. Everyone else has had the same opportunities as me. Again, also not a phrase that I think people would say, although I have seen something similar to it said before, like, well, I don't understand why they can't. They had the same life as me. They came from the same blah, blah, blah as me. Projecting their own lives and their own well-being and their own mental place and their own circumstances onto these other people that they don't know. A social justice druid appears out of nowhere with a perplexing riddle. This is so exciting. I love when the social justice druid appears. I'm having such a great time. I don't know why I put this off, because it's so fun to do this, and I dread it. Like, this thing that I have to do, I'm just procrastinating. But it's a lot of fun. The recording part is so much fun. Why do I put it off? It's the editing part that's killer. All right, their perplexing riddle. What is your opinion of opinions? They divide people? No. They're necessary for communication. Irrelevant compared to facts. Like butts, everyone has one. Stupid statement. They divide people? No. Opinions do not exist to divide. That's dumb. That's an ignorant thing to say. Irrelevant compared to facts. Also stupid. They're necessary for communication. Opinions absolutely matter. The social justice druid says, I'm sure you have a lot to talk about. I do. Thank you. Clearly I do. We're barely playing this game. Well, we have more patience now. Their reputation is pretty low, but so is ours. I'm gonna blog about the perils of the social injustice. You'd wager your words are worth 1,000 crystals. Your readers are charged with a sense of responsibility. Oh, so this doesn't cost us any of our patience or reputation, but it takes a hard hit out of their patience and reputation. The fallacy of relative privation. Aren't there more important issues to be talking about? All injustices are equally important. We just happen to be talking about this one right now. And those people, the people who say shit like that, aren't there more important, like, why don't you care this much about homelessness? Those people, they have never in their life talked about fucking homelessness. They always want to bring up something else. Something that they have never ever shown an indication of caring about, just to like get you to stop talking about your thing. Like, since the fuck when did you care about homelessness? Since when? And also, even just like homelessness as an example, like when we talk about like racism, transphobia, homophobia, misogyny, all intertwined, baby. Like they're all related. It's all the same conversation, actually. I'm going to write an insightful point-by-point rebuttal. You coalesce a design of easily proven facts. The troll looks at things from a new angle. Interesting that them learning something lowers their patience. Like, they resist it. They resist learning new things. They resist facts being thrown at them that they don't want to listen to. Which is also a thing that, like, trolls tend to say. They always like to flip it back around at you. They always want to say things like, oh, I guess you don't like facts, do you? I know that you don't like facts, but... You know they love to do that shit. Such an ineffective thing to say something like, well, I know you want to live in your own reality. No, that's not an effective way to do anything. But I don't want to talk too much about it. A social justice sorcerer admires your wit and charges you with power, expanding your range. So a social justice sorcerer seems like somebody who has like a higher reputation, a higher follower count, and they like retweet you or something, or they like your comment, something like that. Ignorant troll uses ad hominem, exactly what a fascist would say. What? How? I'm amazed at the amount of people who don't know what a fascist is. What a fascist would say. I guess I wouldn't think of a fascist as somebody who's like online. A fascist is somebody who's in power. I guess I always just think of fascist as somebody who's in government or in a position of authority. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's not the literal dictionary definition of fascist. That's just how I think context is important here. You also know that a fucking troll, they love to pull up Webster's and tell you what a word literally means and be like, well, the dictionary definition is... I've seen it all. I don't want to say that I look forward to there potentially being a fucking troll in the comments of this video, but, well, at least I know you watched it. I work very hard on these videos, especially the editing part, and it would tickle me to know that you have watched this far, troll, to the point that you felt moved to leave a comment. I may or may not respond because my patience bar is already at 0. And don't think that what you're gonna say is gonna incite me into blowing my top, because I don't want to compliment myself too much, but I'm a little bit older than I look, and my patience is gone. I grew up on the internet. I don't have time for internet trolls. I got too much shit to do. Anyway, exactly what a fascist would say. I want to hit their patience. You arrange a lattice of interconnected facts. A few moments of contemplation slow the troll. Ignorant troll uses just making conversation. I hate to condescend, but... Then stop doing it. This is usually what an anti-feminist would say. Like a misogynist, they would say, well, I hate to condescend. I imagine it British, very posh. I'm gonna go for their patience again. I know I said it wouldn't play by the meters, but we're playing a video game, you know? I don't know that this answer quite, an insightful point-by-point rebuttal, quite fits this as a response, but we'll do it anyway. Unfortunately, things only get more heated. Oh, so I missed. Ignorant troll uses argument by repetition. I don't think you're understanding my point. What I'm trying to say is, correct, not understanding it, but no amount of repetition will fix that. I need to do the same thing. A barrage of barbs breaks your concentration. Uses crude threats. I hope you get cancer. I don't know. I feel like that's such an innocuous thing to receive from a stranger, from a username online. I'm not even moved by it. I need a likely chance of success here. Actually, no, I need to take him out. I hope you get cancer. Immolate the opposition with a direct confrontation. You illuminate the troll's recent activities. You only succeed in lighting the fuse on a new conflict. Fuck. Ignorant troll uses poorly photoshopped scandal. This evidence shows what you really think. You can't believe people actually think it's real. This tests my patience, not my reputation. I need to do the answer that makes the most sense, which is write an insightful point-by-point rebuttal. And it works. The troll's reaction is chilling. Oh, we level up with each... Do we level up with each thing we take down? Why is my patience so low? How do I raise it? Popular troll. Why would anyone want to be a male feminist and support the women trying to destroy all men? Oh my god. I'm tired just hearing that. Oh, fuck. My reputation's already pretty low. I guess write an insightful point-by-point rebuttal. You engineer a mimetic marvel. The troll is frozen speechless. Popular troll uses appeal to common practice. Minorities are just as racist. Oh my god, I'm like... when I hear these statements, I'm just like, oh my god, the amount of work and research it's gonna take to deal with you and what you just said. It's amazing that what you just said is only 5 words long, but the answer that is required is like an immense amount of work. The reason you're a troll is because you're forcing the person you're speaking to put in labor and time and effort instead of just doing it yourself. This is why I don't respect trolls. This is why I have very little patience with them. Because if you actually wanted to know, you can tell when something's like a good faith, like when people just want to know better and people are willing to know better, and when they're just trolling, when they want to make you do work for something that is going to be useless against them. Minorities are just as racist. I guess write an insightful point-by-point rebuttal. I don't have the patience for this. You unleash an icy third of a base times height on the troll. A barrage of barbs breaks your concentration. Oh shit. Popular troll uses assuming the hero. We are the oppressed underdogs, not them. Their patience and reputation has gone up. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. I need to publish an article eliminating the path to a brighter humanity. It costs me patience, but I have to. They're gonna take me down, aren't they? Popular troll uses serial downvote. Blue arrows rain from the skies. Your logic is stronger than any popularity contest. Great. The incantation completes. You conjure an organized discourse to unite others to your cause. The troll is overcome by the majesty of your explanations. It's a critical hit. Oh, it was an attack. I thought it was just raising our reputation. I didn't even notice that part. Popular troll uses appeal to pity. Allowing equality is discrimination against my religious beliefs. I educated two oppressors in the domain of the brilliant blade, destroyed by the madness of endless logic. Me every day. Me every day. Getting hit by the barrage of the new wave conspiracy theorists that are happening because of COVID-19. Damn, it's like a game. The way that game is set up, it's just like built to lose. You're gonna lose. It's a losing battle, it really is. Yeah, I think that's all I need. I don't need to play any more characters. That was enough. We had a good run. Let's go back to their Mark Twain quote, "Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference." Yeah, that's why I usually don't. But also, I think the term "who is a fool," that's kind of relative, isn't it? Nobody wants to believe that they're the fool. Alright, we're here at the Social Justice Warriors itch.io page. I had a good time. If I wasn't recording a video, I would probably try the other character classes and keep playing. But because I'm recording, you just have to play a little bit differently. If I feel like your patience has run out, you're tired. You're tired of this game. As I said at the beginning, this was a game in itch.io's Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality that was released in June of 2020. One of the over 1,000 games. It's in there. You can play it yourself if you bought that bundle, or you can buy it because this is a company who supports that cause. And also, just like, I think you can see the content of this game and kind of get where they stand on things. Let's look at their other games. Social Justice Warriors, $7.99. Souls and Accounting Employee Files, a corporate demon generator. So it was for Game Jam. Randomly generates Polaroids of corporate demons along with their employee dossier. This is a small proof of concept for the full Souls and Accounting demonic corporate management game to be developed by Non-Decimal Creative in 2016. Was it? Corporation Generator. Procedural. Oh, it's like a procedural generation tool. So did they ever make it? Oh no. Did it never get made? Oh, let's see the other game that they have for sure though. Automata Empire. Seize power and build an empire of fuzzy cellular automata monsters. Automata? Automata. I'm gonna say automata. I'm fairly certain, and my only point of reference is Nier Automata, the video game. Is that word said differently in different contexts? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What if that was your only comment about this video, me playing Social Justice Warriors, is about telling me how to say automata or automata, even though I think it's automata, and you had nothing else to say about anything else? Wouldn't that be a utopia? That would never happen. If you felt the need to comment, that would not be your comment. You know what I mean? So yes, this is nona decimal. If that's a word, I don't know it. Indie games, generating worlds and their stories, Made a cellular automata RTS about climate change. Designing cyberpunk RPG Black Ice. I've heard of this one. I already follow them. This isn't connected to my Twitter account, but I'm already well aware of this game. They've been working on it for a long time. Social Justice Warriors. That was it. I liked it. Moving on to the next one.